Alright, folks, and welcome back to the channel. We're back on the channel for after a kind of week's absence. I've just not had time to actually get together and upload a video, so it means we've got a lot to kind of catch up on. We've got obviously the league winning last weekend, some transfer news, and we've also got the small matter of previewing what could be our ninth treble in our history. I'm joined by Alistair to go over everything. How you doing, Alistair?
Good, thanks, mate. Yourself?
Aye, good. We may as well get right into it because, as I said, we've got a lot to get through. Um, we may as well start with last weekend's game because we did a match reaction. What did you make it?
I just thought, well, can we just skip to the 93rd minute? That'll basically tell you what the game was like because it's a bit of a pre-season and a post-season and a post-cup final feel about it. But I was glad to see James get his goal and finally get the monkey off the back kind of thing. And no, fair fucks to him, as you would say. And I don't think that record will ever be beaten. Post-war record, I may add, because I know it's somebody's got 18 seasons, I think you said.
Aye, I think he's two behind the top list or something.
Aye.
But no, in terms of the actual game, I thought it was terrible, to be honest. I thought it was probably one of the worst
It was
Celtic.
end of season game, really.
But I thought, looking back, I thought it was one of the worst performances of the season. If I'm being perfectly honest, it was pretty bad. Obviously, I think James Forrest kind of saving it in the end, at least. Obviously, with with
It's one of the moments of the season, to be honest with you, because I've not
aye,
heard a word like that in God knows how long.
no, definitely, definitely. I think, but it's as you say, that so it's all credit to him. And people might say, well, he's not really done much the last few seasons. Well, the last few games and in the end of the seasons, the last 2, 3 seasons, he's come in and he's done a job really. So,
Yeah.
all credit to him. It is at the end of the day, it's only one goal, but it just kind of added a whole kind of fairy tale aspect to the day. But in terms, if I'm being honest with you, the St Mirren game, there was nothing really else to talk about. Those St Mirren were
No.
well organised, and we kind of struggled to break them down and stuff. I don't think necessarily there was a standout player, probably apart from Forrest just for getting his goal. But even when Forrest came on the park, I thought it was off on.
I thought it livened up the crowd, to be fair.
Aye, I
I,
thought he offered something that nobody, like for me, nobody else had been offering up today, and I thought I just have a calmness and
just
was
directness, Josh.
aye,
Just because if you think about it, he should have set up a goal for Maeda. He should have set up and he scored a goal. I was really surprised he didn't start, to be honest with you.
I thought he
But
would have as well.
but I'll I'll be honest with you, mate. Trophy days, unless you get an early goal, can sometimes turn out like that. I'm not making excuses, mate. I mean, I just think sometimes when you know the job's done, best intentions, you want to win and all that, but sometimes no matter how much you try, um, and stuff like that, So what can you do, mate?
Aye, no, no. As I said, a lot of these times it isn't about the performance. As I said, you either get an absolute horrendous performance, but I think we got, or you either get one where we blow away the team. But you know what? The main thing was to obviously lift the trophy, which we did. I'd, I've got a wee kind of beam up on it about trophy day. Is it just me, or should the club maybe doing a bit more for trophy day? To be honest.
I noticed the way McGrandle's back, but as I say,
Did he
what
even
happens
sing?
here,
Did he?
the guitar, the guitar, the equipment blew. bit tin pot, but
You know, I just I've said this a long time. I think Celtic need to, like, their playlist needs to be refreshed a bit
it's
because
what
we're
they
still
do, the bare minimum.
because we're playing like Oasis and stuff like that, and that was like a few seasons back. That was Angie's first season. Really, you need to kind of, you know, I was listening to 20 Minute Tim's podcast, and they were saying that it was kind of like, you know, there's certain songs that you hang with a Celtic manager, so like Andrew's like your like
The one
Oasis and
to
stuff,
down under. Aye.
like, you know, things like that. And but I thought it was a good day. Don't get me wrong, but I just
Apart from the game, really, we won them.
apart from the game, but it was all about lifting that trophy and obviously signing off for the league season. You know, obviously, going into midweek, we got some transfer news that Atalanta are looking at Ardennes against that bit another long summer pursuit when they don't even bother to stump up the cash.
Well, my opinion is, I think Arne Engels will be here. I think it's I actually looked at the article and I thought he's a name in a list.
Aye.
That's what came across if you deep dived into it, but it wasn't. But you phoned me the other morning and you said, Atalanta back looking at Engels, and I just went, "You're going to get this, Josh."
Do you want me to be? Do you want me to be brutally controversial? Like, and I'm probably am being a bit. I would not be like I wouldn't blame Arne Engels if he left because I just think the criticism he gets week in week out is just borderline ridiculous at times. Now, has Arne Engels beat? No, I'm an Arne Engels fan. It doesn't take fucking
We are on the channel
a
because
detective. But even if you know you don't need to be, you know, an Arne Engels fan, but to sit there and go like, I just look at it and it's like you're seeing replies to the tweets. You know, I know Twitter doesn't actually hang with for football fans, but
no.
it's a bit of a minefield. But you
When I
know, it's
start, you don't know that I say like fun.
you know, it's like you know, it's you know, oh, if you can maybe get 20 million, I'd run away with that. And you're like, right, so
Oh,
you're gonna ban a player off after a season where he has not been bad. He's not been outstanding either. But see, honestly, I really do think that people have got think me like see if you're looking outside in on comments, you would think Celtic had signed the next coming of fucking Yusuf Malumbu.
yeah, I know. I
Like
know.
honestly, I mean it's you know, Arne Engels hasn't been great. Has he been a bit underwhelming? Probably. Probably.
And see, be honest, Josh, it's no, it's no, it's no. Uh, uh, I'm looking at it from Atalanta's point of view. I don't think you said this to me the other day. I think Arne Engels has got more to do at Celtic.
Yes. And you know, people are
Yeah,
only saying they're disappointed because of the price tag. I've said this a hundred times. You know, 11 million is nothing in football these days. And somebody put a good point during the Europa League final on Wednesday night, which was, you know, Rasmus Højlund cost Manchester United 65 million quid. Looks shite.
and he does. I mean, if you want to,
Dom Solanke cost Tottenham 75 million quid. He couldn't
yeah,
looked like
even though
couldn't
that
trap.
either of them were playing, I know.
Aye, and like
And see,
Hoyland just walked about the park like he didn't know what to do. But my point is, mate,
they
my
are,
point is, my point is, it's not even about the two players. My point is, that's what 60 and 70 million. So I think Celtic need to have a lot of these Celtic supporters need to have 11 million and £9 million. I'm sorry, it doesn't get you
always
much anymore.
seems to be angles and he doesn't get it. And I get it to a certain degree. But if you actually look at them, Josh, they're both not had great seasons, but they've not had bad seasons either. So you have to take the good with the bad. And Look at them.
They've had decent seasons.
They're 21 and 24 respectively. I mean, it's
Exactly, and it's
got,
you need to just
they'll
give
not
them a
be,
chance.
they'll not be the first player to come in and have a bang average season.
I ain't even think bang average as such. I ain't even bang average as such. I think they've had
But
decent seasons.
Josh, as I say, I don't really get why people feel the urge to moan, especially when there's no reason to moan.
Because it's the price tag. That's all it is. People try and say I'm not. You're complaining it's the price tag. Arnie Engels and Adam Eder. Now Adam Eder's got a lot to improve on. I still think the Celtic shirt. That's my opinion. Adam Eder. I think he's done decent enough. I don't think, if you want me to be perfectly honest with Eder, I don't think it will be the answer in terms of Celtic's fault. I think he will do it. But what I will say is, he will do a decent job for us. I don't doubt that. I don't think he will be. I don't. But I'm only going what I can see with Adam Eder at the moment, and you know, I don't. There's no. I scored 20 goals, which is fantastic late in the league. You know, but I'm yet to go at. Can he lead us a line with a 38 game season? I don't know. But I don't doubt he'll
Can
do it.
anyone striker? I still think we need a striker.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You want a proper first choice. You want a proper. You can go on that starting 11. You can go at Matisse Christiansen's your number one striker. If it is going to be him or whoever it is, I don't get that. I can't go on and go. Well, Ida's our number one striker, and I'm happy with that. I still think Celtic. I think he will be looking for a striker, but I do think Ida can more than do a job in games. I think he's shown that anyway. So, but I don't think it's not like look at Kyogo for instance. Kyogo was a number one striker. He could score goals. He could ding with anything else. And I think there's been a lot of talk about Yakimakis this week. That's why Yakimakis is going to get in the team because Kyogo led the league.
Well, Yakimakis, if you want, nice segue by the way. Can I just say, I wouldn't be for that. And I'll tell you the reason why. That ship has sailed. And if you remember, I'm not going to rewrite history, Joy. He kicked up a stink to leave. So
he came out and lambasted, basically. He'd struggle with Ange and Michael Nicholson and stuff. Well, Michael Nicholson's still here, so I don't really know what will change that.
And to be honest, he's 30 years of age.
Aye. Just a quick thing with Yakimakis. Kyogo was never going to get dropped. You couldn't drop somebody like that who was, scoring goals under Ange. And Ange probably did have Kyogo as his favourite, but just because he came
from Japan. Why? It's Ange's style.
I think Yakimakis has done a job for us, but I don't think, I would if I'd be, but I don't think Celtic should be looking. I think Celtic need to try and we need a younger striker. I think that's how Celtic's selling model needs to work. I don't think he fits that. Aye, but in terms of the Arnie Engels stuff, I think he will be here at Celtic next year. He was doing the press conference yesterday, and he seemed pretty upbeat about it and stuff. And I just say that I think there's still a lot.
I think it's a name in a list.
I think there's still a lot that Arnie Engels has left to achieve at Celtic. I think he knows that. I think it might feel if he wins tomorrow, he's done everything in Scotland. I still don't think he's done everything. You're still waiting for maybe that standout season. We didn't get it this season. That's fine.
A breakout season. That's what you're waiting on.
Aye, so that's what you're kind of waiting on. But I think Arnie Engels will be here, and I just wish some of our fans would just give a guy a minute's peace. I mean, it's micro analysing now with Arnie Engels, and people can say all they want that he's had a bad seat, he's not been that great and stuff like that. He's still got the numbers to prove it up, and I think there's stuff he needs to improve, of course, but he's a young kid. Of course there's going to be stuff he needs to improve on. Like that. And that's the thing.
I think with the two big money signings, Ida and Engels, I think you get your money back.
Aye.
If you
And the
put
thing
them
is
in
as
your
well is,
park, you get your money.
aye, the thing is as well. Now I don't want to talk about like Rangers, but you look at Raskin. I remember they were going on about the same thing about Raskin. Now Raskin's had a very good season. I think he's been good this season. I don't want to admit that,
Good
but
in fits and starts, I would say.
I think he's been a really good midfielder for Rangers. And which been a terrible team for them. But you look at last season, they were looking like Raskin all. But then he has
Can't
his break.
tell that
People,
and
people need to no, it's not even that, but people need to give players time to actually think with it. And I think Ingles with time will become a decent player. You know, and he'll probably
what
will
did
get his.
this time last year?
He probably will get his. A move to somewhere else because I'm sorry, that's where Celtic operate.
That's
And
their model.
but it's not even. It doesn't matter how much money it costs, but it's just I can't be asked for the constant criticism of like players. It's just constant. It's micro-analysing now, and it's no value criticism now. It's just like, oh, I'd sell him tomorrow. I'd drive him to the airport. And you're like, he's a young kid.
Oh, please.
Like he's a young guy. Like you need to have a bit more patience. But moving on anyway, because I just said I think it's just a name on the list. I'd also like to congratulate a former manager on winning a European trophy.
That's
Um,
ridiculous considering who they won it with, but
pains me to say it due to alliances, but no, I think I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's brilliant for Ange because I think he's shut everybody up.
one of the
You
worst cup finals I've ever
one of
watched.
the World Cup finals, but at the end of the day, they won it. And we people speak about Ange wanting to play this flowing attacking football. Well, maybe that was a bit of a change in the style. And you know what? Fair enough to him. Done a brilliant job in his year. I don't hold any grudges against him. He's been given a really bad deck of cards, to be honest with you, to deal with because I think that club's still a bit of a basket case. But
If it
you
was
know,
me, it'd be up yours, I'm off. But
but
it's up to him at the end of the day.
he done what Pochettino couldn't do. He done what Mourinho couldn't do. So
Yeah.
that's the way I
Conte.
look at it. People say, oh, the Europa League's this and the Europa League's that. Start trophies, go to them Champions League. Aye, the league stuff's not been great, but fair fucks to him
Me and
because
you would call for a European trophy for
to be,
Celtic.
to be honest, the only reason I am an Arsenal supporter, but the only reason I'm quite happy that Ange won it is because the
It
amount of
looks good
shite.
enough.
It
To be
looks good
fair,
now. It's not really about us though, but it's more the fact of the amount of shite he had to put up with the Scottish media up here when they were coming and saying, do you know what fucking Hearts are? Well, obviously he's not an idiot. And then he proved the Scottish media wrong. He's went down there. Don't know if he's proved the English media wrong. I think still with the league finish, they'll probably hold that against him. But he's went down there and people are calling him clowns and all that, and it's just
well,
pure. I'm sorry, it's been disrespect. It's not
when
even criticism. It's disrespect.
when Ange went down there, his job was to win Tottenham a trophy and get
Which he's
them
done,
Champions League football, and he's done it.
and
Doesn't
also come out
matter
with
how he's done it.
he also came up with the coldest quote I think I've ever seen. To be fair, so to be fair,
Yeah, coolest
he
goal.
backed it up. So,
Yeah.
but no, fair enough to him. And we'll see what happens. But
Anyway,
the
on
club,
to the big cup final.
the club he's at still shit. The club he's at still shit. So we're alright. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I was looking at the big cup final, the one that we're all interested in. Going ahead to play Aberdeen tomorrow, obviously, on the cusp of a ninth domestic treble, hopefully. What's your thoughts ahead of it? I don't know. I'm a bit indifferent. I don't really know because we're seeing all these underdog stories. I think.
Yeah, well, if you're positive mindset and I think that just goes to show just how consistent we've been in cup finals. I think I read somewhere that it's 14 cup finals unbeaten. So a straight ones, and that's something that's something I don't think we get the respect for. I think
Oh,
it's took for granted.
no.
And to be fair, and hopefully hopefully tomorrow will be another piece of history for the club and the manager. I don't,
Aye,
I, I don't think, I don't think we should be. We need to be vigilant because do you know what worries me when you're on a run like this? The low averages. But if
but the
we
thing
turn
is,
up, we
if
can
we play
go.
well, the low averages go out the window. You know, you only need to rely on the low averages when we're not turning up nowhere. And see, to be honest with you, Brendan Rodgers will have them ready to turn up.
Yeah,
You know, Brendan Rodgers has got a big record that he wants to probably keep. He wants to probably leave Celtic having not lost a game at Hampden Park,
and
which is a mental record, by the way, because we've seen how much Neil Lennon notoriously seemed to struggle at Hampden.
yeah, I mean 2017. I think Rogers actually alluded to this. He said he sat the players down. He went, "If you're scared of playing at Hampden," and he did say he thought the players were spooked by Hampden, spooked, scared. It's the same. and and he thought I have to kind of love this mindset. And to be honest, even when Rogers left the first time, Ange continued it,
I know, he continued
and so
the
did
baton.
Lennon. To be fair, in the
because
second
because
spell,
because that's a mentality thing, and I think that's what Celtic have got over the last few years that no other team in this league have got. Is that mentality is we turn up at Hampden, it's your training ground, and
he
we win
won.
the game. You know, you talk about and carried the baton. When he beat the brains behind the whole operation at Rangers in cup finals, but by this, another dig. I'm just winning the Europa League and he's getting the whole job. But anyway, moving on. Um, no, but he carried the baton on. You know, Lennon still, he won the cup finals, which is the main thing. He still really struggled in them, though. I thought,
Yeah, well,
especially that one in
to be
COVID, man.
honest,
Oh my god, that was.
but s- see, to be honest, Josh, you expect cup finals to be tight.
Aye, they can be cagey. I'm not expecting Celtic to turn up tomorrow and win 5-0 at half time. Now, if we do that, brilliant.
Would
But
that surprise you?
I'll make the
Play
train.
the semi-final in the League Cup.
I'll make the train. I'll make the trains less busy on the way home. But anyway, no. I do expect Celtic to win. I expect us to go over the line. I think Aberdeen will be a tough test, even though we'll beat them pretty
I don't
comfortably.
think Aberdeen will come out and play.
I
They'll try
think
and
you're
make
playing
it
into
a
Celtic's
bit
hands.
cup final.
I think you're playing into Celtic's hands if you do that. I think they saw that at Pittodrie just about a week and a half ago. But no, I'm looking forward to it. I think that Celtic will. I think, as I said, Brendan Rodgers will have them. You've got players in there who. The good thing about the Celtic team, and this is another big thing into the summer, we're losing a lot of players who have been there, seen there, and done it. Alistair Johnson's been there and done it. Greg Taylor's been there and done it. Callum McGregor's been there and done it. Forrest has been there and done it. That is crucial.
Yeah.
That is crucial. That is crucial because if you've got players who are just going, say you've got 5-6 players are going to Hampden for the first time. Even I say that we were in a cup final last year. We're in a cup final this year, so they know it. That's the good thing about us being constant in cup finals. It further adds to the mentality that we know if we
And
can turn up and win the
you can
game.
treat it just as another game as well.
Aye.
I know
Um,
it's no, but it kind of is.
as I said, if Celtic turn up to where basically Celtic play the way we did at weekend, we get beat, right? If we turn up what we
You
did at
know they're not going to.
no,
I
no, I'm
mean,
not saying we
last
are,
week
but
was a kind of. I don't want to say this, but I kind of. Can we just get this game over with? That's
I
the
know
way it
they.
looks.
But see
That's
if we
the
can
way.
turn up what we did at Pittodrie, turn up what we did against Kilmarnock, teams like that. Playing really well. Turned up what we played. I thought we played well against Hibs. If we can do that, brilliant. I think Celtic win the game. So that's the main thing. Alistair, in terms of team selection, I think it's pretty simple in my opinion. where everybody's fit, apart from obviously Jota and Hatate. But I think everybody else is fit. So I think the team kind of picks itself. I've probably went with Michael and goal, Johnson, Carter, Vickers. I think they all play scales, unfortunately. But um,
Liam for
probably
the first goal.
hopefully, no, definitely, hopefully. Left back I'll play Taylor. I've just got a feeling
Yeah.
they'll put Taylor in there. I don't think Slop's been that great. I think
No, but
fair enough.
remember that he's gone back to Leicester.
He'd done a decent service for us, but that was apart from maybe 2 or 3 games. I thought maybe there could be something in there, but I don't think he's much better.
Well, he came. Let's be honest. Let's call it out. He came for the Bayern game, and
Aye,
let's be honest. That's what it's looked like.
aye. Midfield picks itself again. McGregor, Engels, and Bernardo.
Yeah, that's what I'd go with.
And then front three: Nicholas Kuhn, uh, Dyson Maeda, and Adam Ida. I would
Yeah,
say.
I think that's what he'll go with. I know there's an argument for James, but I think
I
he'd be better
still
as a
think,
sub.
to be honest,
To be honest.
I'm going to be honest with you. I thought Kuhn was terrible at the weekend.
Yeah, it was,
He really frustrates me. He really does. I
but
like Kuhn, man, but
would
it's.
honestly surprise you if he pinged one and it
Oh no,
was him.
definitely, hopefully. To be honest, I don't know mind who plays that because I know James Forrest to come in and do a job.
Young will come in and
And
do a job.
and the thing is with Forrest, they might pick Forrest, they might look and go, you gave Shinny an absolute torrid time
But I don't think Kenny will play. And that I think Kenny will play in the midfield.
in the midfield. But no, I think the team really does pick itself. I think the team have, been decent. We've spoken a lot at the start of the split of trying to, come into this cup final full of confidence and full of belief. And to be honest, I think we're kind of we're low at the end stage where we're
I
tripping out a
think
little early.
I think we're looking forward to it more than Aberdeen are, to be
I think
honest.
with that shooting, in fact, that 5-1 game at Pittodrie, I think if maybe Aberdeen get a result, we'll probably think, and Aberdeen are probably think, well, we can get something. And I think Aberdeen will. I think it's a different game. I think to the one at Pittodrie. I think Aberdeen did have something to play for, but I still think it was they knew that Hibs were going to get top 4 or that third place spot. So you know what, but it should be a real good game. I just say that I don't see Aberdeen coming out again unless they do. I really don't know what you're going to get with Aberdeen this time, and
So,
I think if they come out and play it, I think if Celtic are on it, like we were at Pittodrie, I think it plays right into our hands. I think if Celtic you sit 10 men behind the ball, I think Celtic probably
I'll
will
pick
find
their
a
way
bit of a
through
struggle.
eventually.
Well, you would like to think so, but then that would obviously, this is where I'm getting a bit frustrated with players like Liam Scales. This is where you need your defenders to be quick thinking, passing, no side with horseshoe stuff, which was kind of like against St Mirren last weekend, when it was just kind of
Yeah.
suited St Mirren, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest. But you know what? It should be a good game. As to end off, I'm going to ask you your score predictions, what you saying about it.
I think it'll be 4-0. I think it'll
4-0.
be quite comfortable eventually. Might take a
I'm
while, like the semi-final, to get a goal, but once the dam breaks once, you've got to wonder if Aberdeen get the stomach for that. I
Aye.
doubt it.
I'm going to go 3-1. I think
Yeah.
Aberdeen will score, but I think we'll come through it and pick up hopefully on our 9th treble in history, which is absolutely mental to say. But
6 and 9 years, and there've been 2 doubles in that time as well.
and Brendan Rodgers will also become the first Celtic manager to win 3 trebles,
Yeah,
which
which is
is
bizarre, really.
it's
That's
incredible. I mean,
ridiculous.
see if he does that put him above O'Neill?
I would say so.
Do you think so?
And that,
Because
that pains me, Josh, but doesn't pain me. Pain me is the wrong word. But you know how much I guy in my vintage it likes O'Neill, so you have I think you would have to say that.
Because he's not got us to a European final, right? But I think European landscape's changed now for Celtic in terms of Champions League and stuff. Celtic can't just jump. That's why I always don't subscribe to. Oh, maybe just get into the season of Europa League. Financially, no.
No,
Financially,
no,
no. Peter
no.
Lawwell would start downsizing again and all this stuff if we went in the Europa League. So, you know, but I think Brendan Rodgers. I mean, that's if he does get that, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's three
Yeah, I mean,
trebles.
let's work it out, Josh. It's 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 three trebles in 4.5 seasons. That would be
Aye,
right.
well,
Yeah.
aye, aye. And see, to
Jeez.
be honest with you, do you want me to be cynical? You probably could give him credit for most of Neil Lennon's treble when he came in half when they left. Lennon still had to
Yeah,
win it.
but Lennon still had to clinch it, so
Aye,
you
still had
can't.
to win it, but I don't know because
Besides, Lennon had the one at Easter Road, and we know that,
aye, no,
that
that's true.
Rodgers had
No, I'm not
probably.
taking that away from Lennon, but I think it was. It was a great position to win it, and to be fair, he did win it. We'd be moaning if he never, so and then get the job.
We've been like, I don't know what to pull them
Aye.
down. To be
getting
fair.
getting the job in the shovels. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. We'll be back at some point tomorrow for post-match reaction.
Don't blame me. Don't blame us for that state, folks.
Aye, hopefully talking about Celtic lifting the Scottish Cup and completing their 9th treble in the club's history. So we'll be back tomorrow at some point. Until then, we'll speak to you later, and hail hail.
Hail, hail.